Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Bar Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Bar Hashem, Al Rakah, Kadash. Double honors unto your apostles and elders of great millstone who rule well, and shalom to the hopeful elect. I want to go into this reincarnation. So I'm going to hit a couple precepts, and Lord willing, you be edified. So this is Ecclesiastes 12 and 7. All right? Now, this is dealing with the issues of death, what happens to us when you die, basically. All right? Dealing with the carnal and the spiritual. All right? Ecclesiastes 12 and 7. Then shall the dust return to the earth as it was. What's the dust that's being spoke of here? The dust is talking about the body of a man or a woman. All right? Man is dealing with mankind. All right? Because how did the Most High form mankind? From the dust of the ground and walked out of the waters. Okay? As it explains in the book of Peter's. Okay, so it's talking about the body breaking down, decomposing, all right, deconstructing basically back to its raw minerals, being dust, okay, and being at one with the earth. And the spirit shall return to the Heavenly Father, which gave it. The Father of spirits will basically, the spirit that was created from the Father and sent down upon the earth will return back onto the Father. So that's dealing with the carnal, the body breaking down upon the earth because it has no use no more, because it's a vehicle for the spirit. As the spirit's going back, the fire, going back to the Heavenly Father, that's why there's no need for the body. And that in turn is death. All right? So this is Hebrews 9 and 27. And is appointed unto men, Hebrews 9:27, and as it is appointed unto men once to die, but after this the judgment. So when you're on the earth, you die once, and then what happens? You return unto the Heavenly Father, and you stand before the judgment seat of the Heavenly Father, and you're told your judgment. Okay, and that's why one example is the book of John, the 9th chapter, when the disciples asked Yahweh Shai, who did sin, this man or his fathers? Because they understood reincarnation, all right? And that was not his father, but his forefather, being him in the reincarnation, as I'll explain later. But let me bring this to this whole thing around full circle, so you understand the death, going back to the death, going back to the Heavenly Father and seeing him and getting your judgment, and then being reappointed back onto the earth, which is reincarnation. 2 Ezra 14 and 35. For after death shall the judgment come, when we shall live again. All right? So when you die and you're giving your judgment, the judgment is going to play out where? King Solomon, the wisest man, prior to Yahweh Shai stepping upon the earth, said that I seen under the sun the place of judgment, which is talking about earth. Okay, so it's saying that we shall live again upon the earth to play out that said judgment. And then shall the names of the righteous be manifest, and the works of the ungodly shall be declared. All right, and it's going to be made known by the works of the men, whether they're righteous or wicked. So going back onto the point of reincarnation to the third and fourth generation, as I mentioned the example in John the 9th chapter, this is Exodus 20 and 5, and going into the 10 commandments, all right? So about not bowing down to idols or idol worship, it says, thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them, for I, the Lord Yahweh, thy power, am a jealous power. So he feels jealousy. He don't want glory being given to another. He wants the glory given to him, because that's where it's meant to be appointed to. Visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children, unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me. All right? Why did he say unto the third and fourth generation, unto them that hate me? Because that's reincarnation. All right? They're reincarnated. You're reincarnated to the third and fourth generation. And then that said judgment that we spoke of before will play out at that time. So now this is Ezekiel 18 and 20, and it reads, the soul that sinneth, it shall die. The son shall not bear the iniquity of the father, neither shall the Father bear the iniquity of the Son. The righteousness of the righteous shall be upon him, and the wickedness of the wicked shall be upon him. That's why it said, why we read earlier in 2nd Ezra, the 14th chapter, how basically the righteous shall be known and the wicked shall be known. All right, because why? When they're reincarnated, it's gonna, the judgment that they may have a form of disability or some shortcoming, or even they may just die a gruesome death or something else. That's the respected judgment of the Most High Power, will let you know that they are the wicked. But then also the righteous statues, the righteousness of the righteous character of a righteous man will be known and manifest, and it will exhort, it will show that they're righteous, okay? And that's it. So, because at the end of the day, all of the spirits come back to their appointed said place, right? And as an example of that, the prophets, okay? Everyone's appointed, everyone has a lot within this life. And the prophets have a lot to be the prophets, as do the wicked have a lot to be the wicked, as do the heathen have a lot to be the heathen. So down to the fact that you have people that are bakers. Why going back to surnames and their actual origin is down to what? It's down to your job role within society. That's why you'd have someone called baker. That's why you'd have someone called shepherd, or you'd have someone called tailor, or you'd have someone called blacksmith. All of these names go back to what? The job title that they had, okay, what they were identified as. And that's really their lot within society that the Lord bestowed upon them. So this is 1 Corinthians 14 and 32. And the spirits of the prophets are subject to the prophets. All right. So as was told to Daniel, Daniel stand there a lot to the last days, where basically he'll be sent back forth. Actually, you know what, Jeremiah, it says, Jeremiah, before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee, all right? And I appointed to be a prophet to the nations, right? As was foretold, okay? Because that's what it was. That's what his position was. He was just gonna, that, not just, but he was appointed to be a prophet. And Daniel, the same thing. He was told to wait. Look, stand in your lot. Like, wait to the last days where you shall stand in your lot again. So he come back and stand as Daniel again. All right. Now this example can't be no greater example than the most controversial thing right now. We have the dummies in the camp of ISUPK that are saying that John wasn't right in the spirit, basically saying that he went off. All right, he weren't meant to. He basically went against the gospel. How can you even say something like that, you dummy, man? Because it was prophesied for him to come. All right, he was prophesied for him to be reincarnated into the flesh. All right, so now this is Matthew. So luckier. 11 and 10. Okay. 14. And it reads, all right, for this is he of whom it is written, behold, I send my messenger before thy face, which shall prepare thy way before thee. All right, verily I say unto you, among them that are born of women, there have not risen a greater than John the Baptist, notwithstanding he that is the least in the kingdom of heaven is greater than he. And from the days of John the Baptist until the kingdom of heaven suffereth violence, and the violent taketh by force, the violent being Esau, Edom, which they remodeled themselves as a so-called white man, right, to escape from the judgments that he's aware of in the Zondervan's Bible dictionary upon Esau, Edom, all right? For all the prophets of the Lord prophesied until John, and if ye will receive it, this is the lies which was for to come. When was he for to come? All right? It was prophesied, because the Most High don't do nothing without his most powerful tool being prophecy. All right? To say before. Isaiah 40 and 3, the voice of him that crieth in the wilderness, prepare ye the way for the Lord Yahweh. Make straight in the desert a highway for our power. Okay? And who's our power? Yahweh Shai. Well, ultimately Yahweh, but we have a media which is Yahweh Shai. It tells you 2 Timothy 2 and 5. And That's how, as we'll pushed away from the Lord, it tells you in Hosea, the first chapter, but the Lord is going to bring us back onto but Yahushua is going to bring us back onto the Lord. That's why another prophecy in the book of Isaiah, the 7th chapter, it speaks of Emmanuel, all right? And it talks about its fulfillment in Matthew, the 1st chapter, about Yahushua being born and being Emmanuel, which means God is with us, God with us, all right? So that's Yahushua. He prepared the way for who? Yahushua, all right? So this is, jump back to Matthew, where the Lord reiterates the same point, because who has ears to hear, let him hear. All right, that's how the Lord deals with repetition. So this is Matthew 17:10-13, and it reads, "And his disciples asked him, saying, Why then say the scribes that Elias must first come, which is Elijah? And Yahushua answered them and said unto them, Elias truly shall first come and restore all things. But I say unto you that Elias is come already. He come already, but he's going to come again and restore all things." Because that's talking about Abba Bivens returning the hearts to the fathers, hearts to the sons unto the father, and the fathers unto the son. Because we lost what? Our heritage, as it tells you in Jeremiah 17:4. Right, and Yahushua answered and said unto them, Elias truly shall first come and restore all things. But I say unto you that Elias is come already, and they knew him not, but have done unto him whatsoever they listed. Likewise shall also the Son of Man suffer of them. And that's talking about the wicked Israelites at that time. All right, verse 13. Then the disciples understood that he spake unto them of John the Baptist, who was Elijah reincarnated. All right, so this is Malachi 4 and 5. Malachi 4, 5 and 6. And it reads, "Behold, I will send you Elijah the prophet before the coming of the great and dreadful day of the Lord." And that's why they thought that the Lord was going to restore Israel back onto them at that time, because he was going to come. John the Baptist was prophesied to come to make the way straight before Yahushua, but it wasn't meant to be at that time, all right? But it's meant to be at this time, okay? Because Paul wrote that down in the book of Thessalonians, talking about there being a falling away first, and then the restoration of the kingdom of Israel, all right, closing up all the breaches, and the dreadful, terrible day of the Lord. Verse 6, "And he shall turn the heart of the fathers, being the minds, through the spirit, all right, of the word," as it tells you in John 6 and 63, all right, "of the fathers of the children, and the heart of the children to their fathers, lest I come and smite the earth with a curse." And he's going to come smite the earth with a curse, being the besom, the curse of the ICBMs, basically, all right? But that being the point, that John was prophesied to come, Elijah was prophesied to come, and he came upon the arrival of who? First and foremost, John the Baptist, but then also after Abba Bivens, okay? Now, so I'm going to finish on this. Actually, I'm not going to finish on this. Luke 1 and 15, "For ye shall..." Let me jump to verse 17. He shall go before. This is talking about John the Baptist when he was in the womb and prophesied to come, speaking to Zacharias, the angel speaking to Zacharias. "And he shall go before him in the spirit and power of Elias." Now, if he goes in the spirit and power of Elias, that means if you're in the spirit of someone, that means you're that spirit. All right. So John was the spirit of Elias. Okay, I'm not going to read no more on that. I'm just going to get to the point. But guess what? When he was asked, he said he didn't know that he was Elias. And why was that? Because there's no remembrance of the former things. For John 1 and 21, they asked him, "What then, art thou Elias?" And he saith, "I am not. Art thou that prophet?" And he answered, "No." Then said they unto him, "Who art thou? That we may give an answer to them that sent us. What sayest thou of thyself?" He said, "I am the voice of one crying in the wilderness, make straight the way of the Lord," as said the prophet Isaiah. All right. So with that,